Monday warrior, mean, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean, mean pride. Though his mind is not for him.
And welcome back. We are ready for step number 2 in the auto air paint system process that we are using for the Torino GT Pro Street. If you are coming in on this video, you have missed the first one where we applied the auto air autoborne sealer as our primer, if you will. And we are getting ready to, in this video, apply the base coat for our Candy 2.0 top coat that we're going to be using. Candy blue, Carib blue, and mixed with Wicked Blue Pearl. And we are, in this video, going to be shooting the Wicked Colors aluminum, which will be our base coat. As I said in the first video, this is a high flake paint. It works much better when you apply the silver sealer down. We're going to be shooting with the Pache H again, the the number 5 setup, needle, nozzle, air cap, and that is the 1.1 millimeter nozzle that you really need something large. As I said, I think in the first video, I did some experimentation with this Wicked aluminum with the Awada HPCS, which I use mainly for my primers when I do shoot primer. It has a 0.5 needle, and it had a hard time with it. I had to turn the pressure up to about 40 pounds. We say that's what they recommend actually on the bottle for these Wicked and Createx paints. I like to shoot about 35 pounds, and I'm able to do that with the Pache H. So now the Wicked Colors is under the Createx umbrella. As I said in the first video, the Createx branded paints, the Wicked, the Auto Air, all pretty much are under the Createx umbrella and brand. And we'll be using, this time we will be using their 40-30 balancing clear. Now this is a urethane resin. They recommend you to use this, especially with their Candy 2.0s, their Candy colors. They are true aniline dyes, very transparent. They also, you can use these with the Wicked colors, you can use this with the Createx colors, you can, it basically creates an acrylic urethane when you mix this with acrylic paint. It aids in the flow of the paint, the adhesion, leveling, dry time. It's just an all-around really good product. And like I said, I'm not one to bite on every product that companies tell you need to use and you need to put this in and that in, but this, I have used this. Especially with the Candy 2.0s, they are extremely temperamental without this. So, like I said, you can practice with it yourself or try it yourself, or however you want to do it. But Hobby Lobby carries this along with most of the Wicked colors and most of the Candy 2.0s. Now there are a few that they do not carry that I kind of wish they would. There's some more colors that they have in their line, their Candy 2.0 line. But all right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get started. Now we're going to basically going to be shooting the Wicked aluminum with the 4012 high performance reducer as our thinner or reducer or whatever. Now we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes with the, now you're going to see, I'm hoping you can see, this stuff is, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour this out because that flake doesn't want to come through that opening very well. So we're going to pour this out, and you will see basically how thick this stuff is and how much flake there is. And I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to because it doesn't want to cooperate with me. I'm going to put this in, and that's all we're going to use right there, and that's actually too much. I don't know if you can see that, but if you look close, I'm not sure you can see that, but if you look on the top, you can see how heavily flaked that is. It's just a lot of flake in there, but that's going to play to our favor when we go to put the blue, candy blue over the top. Let's go ahead and I'm going to shoot about 20% by volume of the thinner. And they recommend anywhere from 10 to about 30% on the urethane resin. And so that's all we're going to put right there. That usually works pretty well in the experiments I have done with it. Let that balancing clear emulsify with the paint and the reducer. We're going to pretty much shoot the same consistency we shot with the Autoborn sealer. Sort of on the thin side, but this will play to our advantage when we go to airbrush this. Now it looks like it's extremely runny, and it is a little bit runny, not bad though. I'm going to stay with that because you're really going to see how this works out well. If you get it any thicker than that, it will not shoot very well. As I said, these were made primarily for automotive use. They were not specifically designed for plastic models, but as you are seeing now, you can use it for that. All right, we're going to let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're going to ease over to the paint booth. Going to be shooting at about 30. I'm going to come up about 5 pounds from where I shot the sealer. I shot at about 30 pounds on the sealer. I'm going to go up to about 35 pounds on this base coat, and I'm going to be just basically going over it with several light passes, several mist coats. I may stop and let it dry for a few minutes and then put another coat, but I'm not going to put any more than that. That's all we're going to put right there on the entire body and the rear valance panel that's going to be body color as well. All right, I'll see you at the booth. All right, we are at the booth, and we are getting ready to start the application of the base coat, the Wicked Aluminum. Have the airbrush ready to go. We're set at 35 pounds, and we are going to give a little air shot first on the body and the valance panel just to make sure we got all the dust off. I noticed that in the back where I sprayed, I didn't mention this in my first video, but I have in past videos that if you see some water drip, I do spray my booth down with a misting of water along with my drop cloth, where it eliminates the possibility of dust particles and pieces of this, because these these are dog pads basically, and they have little fibers that can become airborne if you do not wet them with the air off the airbrush. So that's why I do that. All right, I'm gonna cut the booth on. I won't be talking anymore. I know you're probably glad to hear that, but we're gonna cut the booth on, and I'll see you back over at the bench, and we'll talk about it when we get done. I'm basically just drying this coat off with the air from the airbrush, not shooting any paint. In case you're wondering why you're not seeing any overspray, that's why. I've got the paint shut off and I'm only using the air. We're going to put one more pass on there and get rid of what we got in the bottle here, which is just very little, and then we're going to be done with it. All right, I believe that will get it. We'll go over to the bench and we'll take a look at it at the bench and finish this video up. Stand by. All right, we are back at the bench and we are finished with the application of the base coat, the Wicked aluminum base coat. Just to recap, we mixed the Wicked aluminum base coat with about 20% volume of the 4012 reducer, maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of probably 15 to 20% by volume of the 4030 balancing clear. We let that sit for about 15 minutes, and then we shot, I'm going to say probably 2 good coats. I know I made a lot of passes, but each pass I make I don't consider one coat. I'm shooting light enough mist coats that one pass around the body's not one coat. But it laid down very well. It's hard to see. I'm going to try to get it close enough here to you to see if you can see what the aluminum, there you can see it. I think you can see the little shimmering, the bling that's in the aluminum, the Wicked aluminum. You kind of can see it there. These fluorescent lights are not conducive to good picture with silver, white, or light colored paints. But if you can see the bling in there, you can see it on the roof, kind of right there on the edge of the roof. And then let's see if you can see it on this side. Kind of sparkles in places, but that's what that aluminum base coat basically does. It went on smooth. There's not any more texture than there was with the auto air sealer. So we were successful with that. As I said, if you tried to put this product on bare plastic or over white primer, you would have to put quite a bit to get the silver look and what we've got going on here now. A lot of that is due to the auto air sealer that we put on in the previous video. So our next step will be to shoot the auto air Candy 2.0 Carib blue, which is one of they have 2 or 3 different candy blues. This is one of their darker ones. Sort of to use my Pache vision with the fan cap, just because of the candy paint that we're going to be shooting. If you do not put 50% overlap paint passes with your airbrush, you're going to get tire stripes, you're going to get streaking that you cannot correct. You might as well just put it in the pond and start over. But I think with the number 5 tip on here, and staying, 6 to 8 inches away from the body, I have a wide enough spray pattern that won't be an issue. And and the reason I want to do that is because there are so many of you that have either the Pache H or the VL or the little starter airbrush that Pache makes. I don't know how many of you have the Pache Vision. It's a great airbrush. If I were just doing this just to, me, and it'd be my project, and you weren't going to see me do it, or I wasn't doing this as a tutorial, I probably wouldn't use the Pache H, and I still may not. I'm kind of undecided, but I'm kind of leaning towards using it, just so you guys that have these or have this gun can have something to go by if you decide to shoot the candy blue or the candy colors, the candy 2.0s, or the Wicked, or any of this process that we've been going through here so far. All right, there's where we're at. We'll let this sit for a couple of days maybe. I'll probably shoot the video on a day that you're not going to get the video posted, but I don't want to swamp YouTube with my videos 2 or 3 days in a row. So that's where we're at. I look forward to seeing you. I hope you stick around for the final video, which will be the color coat, and then after that the top coat, the gloss coat, clear. I won't do that on camera probably. So all right, until I see you again or talk to you again, take care of one another. May God bless you and your family. Don't take any crap from anyone. See you soon.